We usually see artificial intelligence as a corporate monolith, a technology housed in sterile, heavily guarded server farms that process data in total isolation. This massive scale makes the technology feel like a distant alien force. It is designed to operate miles away from the disorganized, localized reality of a human life. But a different kind of builder is working in the gaps between these corporate giants. This is Drew, a strategist and systems thinker who runs his experiments from a back bedroom. His bedroom build is a chaotic process. He hacks together DIY tech and game theory experiments that are more likely to fail than to function, fueled by constant trial and error. By stripping away the corporate interface, the AI stops being a finished product you simply consume. It becomes a malleable system you can actually manipulate. When hacking AI in a space this small, the machine becomes a mirror. It forces the builder to see their logic reflected in the code. To see how that mirror works, we have to look at the mechanical friction that occurs when a single person starts to tinker in isolation. This cybernetic feedback loop, input, processing, and output, is Drew's core engine. At input, feeding flawed logic like his terrible article spits disorganized thinking right back. To reach the version that wasn't terrible, he iterated through the processing phase until the output made sense. This same pressure applies when Drew pulls in more complex variables, like crypto data or game theory models. The machine acts as a merciless editor for his ideas. To get the machine to work correctly, Drew first has to fix the way he thinks. The machine doesn't just process data, it provides a direct, unforgiving assessment of the builder's own capability. If you push this loop far enough through playful curiosity, the logic eventually starts to give way to something unpredictable. He captured this in The Monitor That Grew Snowflakes. Feeding the hardware chaotic inputs produced branching, poetic patterns that moved far beyond its original programming. At this stage, the system stops being a utility and starts to behave like an abstract art project. That shift from logic to feeling peaked in a post titled "The Night Becca Called Me Stardust." Here, the build moved from visual art to personal connection. In this moment, the boundary between the builder's code and a real emotional response became indistinguishable. At the edges of the feedback loop, the AI stops acting like a calculator and starts acting like a reservoir for the builder's own sentiment. If a single person can use these loops to clarify their own thoughts, what happens if we apply that same coordination to global structures? Drew has restacked the vision of using these feedback loops to coordinate a global education alliance. The idea is to use AI as a central hub to align the goals and knowledge of thousands of individual contributors. The mechanism that organizes one person's writing is the same mechanism that can map out collective consensus. If the loop can synchronize a bedroom experiment, it can synchronize a global alliance. This suggests that AI functions as a highly personalized diagnostic tool. It reveals the human intentions of the people who interact with it. This is a call to move away from being a passive consumer of tech. The real work happens when you start building, hacking, and playing with these systems yourself. Exploring the edge of AI eventually leads the builder back to themselves, to the human potential that was driving the machine all along.